Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Brian. Today we are going to be doing what we used to be called Patreon Picks, but is now tentatively, for the time being, temporarily, possibly, maybe changed in the future, Special Selection. And basically, somebody asks me specifically to check out a song, and I do it. This one comes at us from Patricio Mendez. There's a local favorite of theirs from their native Chile. The band is called Los Jaivos. Wait, pronounced Los Jaibas? Los Jaibas? Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. They blend Andean folk music with progressive psychedelic rock. So that sounds cool. And this song is called La Conquistada, which I think I'm saying right, but my accent might be a little off. I took like Spain Spanish in school, so I don't know how applicable that is to Chile, or I don't even know if. All right, I am not well versed enough in any of that to make any educated guesses. So we're just gonna say that I hope my pronunciation was close. And with that, let's begin this song. That is from a popular tune. I just can't think of what it is. Maybe not. For a moment there, I thought it was an homage, but maybe I'm reading into that.
En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol, como un recuerdo que me llega de su corazón.
That piano is beautiful. I mean, the singer, he's got a gorgeous voice too. But that piano line is real nice.
Como un recuerdo que me llega de su corazón. Ella no existe más. Ella es una nube que el viento conquistó. Ella es una nube que el viento conquistó. Ella es una nube que el viento conquistó.
The piano part here is gorgeous, but also pay attention to the bass. It is providing a strong backbone to a lot of what's going on.
suaves caricias tiernos de pelo. Ella es una nube que un beso
Very cool playing with dynamics there.
derritió. Ella es una nube que un beso ardiente derritió. Ella no existe más. Ella no existe más.
Very strong guitar tone.
En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol. En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol. En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol. En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol. En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol. En el horizonte de mi mente se ha escondido el sol. Ella es una nube que un beso ardiente derritió. Ella no existe más.
Yeah, very cool. So, yeah, before I forget about it, because I probably will if I don't talk about it right now. At the end, I didn't notice it at the beginning. I'm probably going to go back and listen to it again afterwards and see if I can hear more of this, but it's really cool because the drums are playing in a 6/8 feel. A lot of that I think is I don't know if the song is in 6/8 and the rest of the band is playing dotted halves. Sorry, dotted quarters, or if it's in 4/4 and the drummer's playing in triplets. I don't know how it was written, but a lot of the drum feel has this three pulse. Doom chicka doom doom chicka doom doom chicka doom doom chicka chicka. And the band though, their phrasing is very much a 4. When you listen to the guitar or the piano, they have 4-beat phrases. But the drummer is playing in 6. And it's just I really love how the two of those come together so nicely. Like I said, if it happened in the beginning of the song, I didn't even notice it. Something about the end, I think it was the way the drumming was written, and it kind of gave more emphasis to the fact that it was written in that 6/8 kind of feel. I don't know, but I really picked it up there, and you can hear it, especially in the last 40 to 60 seconds. If you listen to the drums, you're getting a completely different feel of the song than if you really hone in on the keyboard, the piano. And yeah, it just sounds so good. Like I said, they did it so seamlessly. I didn't even notice it. And I just love when they kind of sneak things in there like that. Like that's not something that I would normally hear on a first time listen, and I'm kind of lucky I did. Like I said, I picked it out in the last minute. But I really love that. I don't know when this came out, but it has a little bit more of a modern production feel to it. But I appreciate that we checked out classic prog rock before we got to this one, because I can really I think I got a better appreciation out of this, knowing where its inspirations came from and how they kind of mashed that with some other aspects of their interests. They were saying folk music. Dang, let me pull this up real quick because I do want to talk about this correctly. Andean folk music with the progressive. Oh wait, they were outspoken during the time of Chile's dictatorship in the 70s. So they are a little older then. Hmm. Well, then my comments about the production is not really going to be pertinent, but I do feel like for whatever reason, however this came to be, their production is a lot cleaner than some of the other um, classic prog that we checked out. I think personally, um, I to really know, I'd have to play the tracks back to back. Some of the stuff we checked out earlier, like King Crimson and Yes and Genesis and stuff like that. But to me, a lot of these instruments are more prominent in the mix. I don't feel like there's very much getting muddied at all, which actually, like I said, it made me think it was a more modern production because of that. But there's some of the more jammier sections, like during the piano and the guitar solos, there's actually a lot going on underneath it. We have a bass line that's just always moving. That bass does not stop and provides a really strong backbone to a lot of the musical ideas that happen in the solos, which is really cool. You can hear the bass line actually emphasize notes that are kind of make the solo have stronger direction and sort of melodic purpose. So that's really cool that the bass is kind of leading the solo instrument, or maybe not necessarily leading, but buttressing certain parts of the solo, giving it support and more dominance. Just a really cool way to allow a supporting role to really support. The bass line is there to help the song move along, but it's also there in this instance to help support some of the more dominant notes that are being hit in the solos. So yeah, really cool stuff. But yeah, the bass is moving along. You also have guitar doing stuff. The drums, they got their nice little groove going on, and like I said, it's a possibility that their groove was a little different than the rest of the band's groove. Um, like I said, I don't know how early that started, but that definitely could have been there during the solo sections. Um, but there's just so much going on underneath, and I never had an issue with clarity. Everything was just so sharp, and I could hear where everything was. There was also some really cool production tricks with some panning. Um, and I don't know if the swells and dynamic play were done, um, you know, in physically. I know that the guitar was electric, so it would have to be done uh, electronically, digitally, electronically, I guess we would say. Um, Actually, I guess the drums would be the only one that could be done physically. But yeah, there's some volume changing going on. There's some panning going on. Some really cool dynamics though, playing around with the way that we hear the notes coming out. Um, so yeah, just the production value to me does not say 70s, which it's impressive to me at least. Um, and like I said, it keeps everything going clear and clean, even with some of the more engaged sections with a lot of instrumentation going on. And I think that's just really key to writing this music because there is just a lot going on. And I like how they were influenced by 70s psychedelic prog rock stuff, but to me they didn't take the worst aspect of it, which is the directionless jam. Don't get me wrong, I have praised that section before. Okay? There are a couple of just jam sections that they feel like they're jamming, but obviously it's a little bit more directed. They know where they're going with it, but they have a feeling of being like in a jam session or like a warm up session. Um, they can be done right, and when done right, it is to great effect. And I've mentioned that in the past when we've looked at some bands like this. Um, but it can also be done very wrong, and it's very easy to slip into that. So I think usually, unless it has a purpose to your song, I think it's important to really realize what a section's purpose is, and if it doesn't necessarily have a strong purpose for your song, to kind of get rid of it. So that's something I like here is that we had solo sections, but they didn't feel like jam sessions. They didn't go on. They felt like they had purpose. The solos weren't there just to fill time. We weren't doing 100-bar solos or anything like that. Um, and it felt less jammy and more composed. So I really dig that. They have their inspirations on their sleeve, but they also took the best and what suited them most instead of just taking all the aspects of, what influenced them. So yeah, I really dig this band. I really dig the sound. I am interested what the lyrics are. I went to check on see if I could find a release date for this in the description, and the lyrics are there, but they are not in English. It looks like Spanish to me, but like I said, I don't know if Chile calls it Spanish or maybe they have their own, um, language. The name of the language that's close, maybe an offshoot of Spanish, offshoot of Latin, something like that. I'm not going to make any assumptions there. That is not my wheelhouse. But to me, it looks like Spanish. But regardless what it is, I can't read it. But I am very interested because the song has this little bit of somberness to it, right? Like it has drive, it's a bit upbeat. The solos are moving, there's direction to them. The keyboard at the beginning was just going wild for like 2 minutes, just playing some really cool stuff. But there is this underlying somberness, not necessarily sadness, but a bit of a downer. It's not as happy and actiony, uh, poppy. What am I looking for here? Upbeat. That's the word. It's not as upbeat of a feeling as it could be, even though like everything is there. All the individual characteristics say this should be an upbeat section, but there's this hidden somberness to it that kind of drags down the atmosphere and emotion just a little bit. And that little twinge of not as happy and as positive as it should be really makes me wonder what the lyrics are about and how that ties into the musical themes. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought. This is definitely not on the spreadsheet. So once again, with these Patreon pick special selection stuff, I love that we just get this wide range of music to check out, especially stuff that just isn't recommended or suggested at all. So, Patricio, thank you so much for this. This was a delight to listen to, honestly, and I really hope everybody else enjoyed it as well. And with that, you can let me know if you enjoyed it down in the comment section. Let me know what you thought. If there's any things that maybe you picked up that I didn't. Like I said, the drum thing I almost missed. I picked it up right at the end. So if you heard anything really cool or interesting, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, you can like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Those buttons are just above the comment section. And there's also a description box right around there with a bunch of links for things you might be interested in, such as Patreon, Discord, PayPal. Nope, not Discord. Patreon, Twitter, PayPal, and a list to my blocked videos. If you live in a country that has blocked some videos, Denmark has been pretty notorious about that lately. If you live in Denmark, you should definitely check that block list. You might find a few videos you didn't know I did. And then there's some global ones, like the King Crimson video was blocked worldwide. It took like 26 hours, which is weird. Usually they're blocked as soon as I upload them. So you might have gotten around to see that one, but it's not listed anymore. But yeah, there's a full list. You can check out all my blocked videos, even the ones that are partially blocked. You might still have access to them on YouTube, but in some countries they might not. So I make sure that they're available there as well. All right, that rounds out today. We checked out a pretty cool drum session today from good old Matt Garstka. And then we checked out this phenomenal piece of music. Really loved that. We'll be back tomorrow with more drum cam stuff. 2 more videos to go. And then on Saturday we got another Patreon picks. So yeah, real solid week. I'm really loving a lot of stuff we're doing this week. So yeah, you can check me out tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC. And until then, you guys stay safe out there and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.